Alright, what's going on, guys? It's JSR here. So basically I wanted to teach you guys how you can actually beat Scorpion's Misery Blade. So there's many different options, but keep in mind this is still a mind game in itself. Just because you know how to actually beat something after I teach you guys how to beat it does not necessarily mean that you're going to get it every single time. That's one of the biggest things that you have to understand when I make these breakdown videos about certain character strings or certain special moves that they can cancel into, because it's very important that you understand that it's a mind game. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to talk about is Scorpion's cancel. So he has different frame data for each cancel that he does with different combo strings. So if I was to do this, right, the nigga's +1. If I was to do this, the nigga's -12. If I was to do this, the nigga's -8. But there's no reason for him to do that when he's plus on block. There's no reason for him to cancel his back one, not unless he knows for a fact that you're gonna respect this a lot, right? To where he can grab you and shit like this, and then create that mind game in itself. And then when you fuck up because you thought he was gonna cancel, now you put into a combo, right? So that causes a serious dilemma in itself, right? He has other combo strings that leave a -7 on block. If you decide to block the full string, it leaves a -9 on block. So you get the idea. You need to figure out how minus he is on certain shit that he does, and you need to punish him or continue pressure accordingly, right? So another option he has is that he can obviously block afterwards if he predicts that you're going to literally take it upon yourself to you know, press a button afterwards, because obviously that's what you're gonna do. So he can block. So obviously if this character decides to do that, right, you can throw this nigga immediately because you know he's gonna block. You can create a 50-50 situation out of that, which is gonna force his hand, and it's gonna force the player to make very cautious decisions, right? And what I mean by cautious decisions is that he's gonna start hitting you with his mid poke. So with that being said, now I'm gonna actually talk about his mid poke. Alright guys, so basically now we're going to talk about Scorpion's overhead and his low situation. So majority of his combo strings have a major gap in it. Doesn't matter if he goes for his low or his overhead. And as you clearly see, if you jump up into the air, you will get hit, even though that's a fucked up hitbox. But basically, you can hit Scorpion and then get you your little fancy ass combo and stuff like that. Even if he goes for the low, it doesn't matter if he amplifies. If you don't feel like blocking the low, you can literally do that to him. Now keep in mind, all you have to do is just block, and the nigga's like literally -17, which sets up you know, Johnny Cage's you know, little situation here. But if you don't want to block, nigga, just punch him in the face, because there's no real reason to block after he decides to try and commit into that. But you have to predict. You have to literally predict that this character is actually going to go for that, because the thing about this that makes it scary is that he has a mid that will literally check you, right? And that's what makes this Misery Blade really fucked up and really scary. This is the reason why I said in my past videos, this character is not playing MK11. He's not playing neutral. This nigga is literally playing MKX to the fullest potential. All this nigga needs now is a damn sprint button, and you know, it's GG's at that point, right? So his 1-1. Now this string right here, right? Now his 1-1 string has gaps in it, right? Now actually, let me show you guys that real quick. So it doesn't matter if he does that shit, because literally, as you can clearly see here, he gets hit, and then that allows you to go in for whatever type of fancy ass combo that you're trying to do. Even when he goes for his low option, it still applies. Now keep in mind, when he goes for that low, that second hit has some serious block stun on it, because when I showed you guys when I did this, look, the nigga's +1 on that, and majority of the combo strings that he has, he's really -1, but this one leaves him +1 to where he can literally do this to you if you disrespect. But then again, and what I mean by disrespect, you try to go in for a far-reaching normal or whatever the case may be, like a standing normal, instead of uppercutting him, or because he can't necessarily go for like a low. If he goes for a low, you can beat him out every single time. But I'm gonna show you guys something, right? I tried to jump and I got shut down immediately. This combo string is the main one you need to watch out from, because it's his main combo string that he keeps using. And the reason why I'm saying you need to watch out from this is because it's very hard to punish, right? So you could do this. Obviously you could do this to him and then you know, get you your fancy ass combo. Now it is possible to punch Scorpion, but to keep in mind, there is some serious block stun here, to where you have to practice the timing in order to do this to him, right? Shit, I feel like I'm about to sneeze up in this bitch. Holy shit. Ah. Anyway, so I want you guys to pay close attention to this, right? Because this is very important. Now, I'm pretty sure there might be a flawless bot gap in this. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can get this real quick. Okay, so as you can clearly see, there's no flawless bot gap in that, right? There's literally none. So let me show you guys that again. Actually, hold on. I need to make sure that width. So there's a flawless bot gap in that, right? Hold on. Damn broken controller. Come on. Gotta wait until my new one charges up. So as you can clearly see, the low has no flawless bot gap in it, right? So since we know this, what's the best option to do? Simply block. If you don't feel comfortable, just block everything that he got. Like literally, just block everything that he got. Crush and blow time, baby. Oh really? You did that to me? Now you're getting punished. You see that? So if you don't feel comfortable with the options that I'm showing you guys, then obviously you can take it upon yourself to, you know, just block his low and stuff, because his low, for some reason in this combo string, it jails you into the combo string, like the full thing. So now you're taking the actual block string and shit like that. So you need to be very careful. You need to be chill and just, you know, be patient. Like I said, majority of his combo strings have major fucking gaps in it, which means that you can obviously stop him every single time. Now, keep in mind, if he takes it upon himself to do this, as you can clearly see, there is a flawless bot gap in that, right? Now you can punch him in his face, right? Now, keep in mind, you're still possibly not going to be able to jump, but you have an option of stopping him and then doing whatever the hell you're trying to do afterwards, right? So, you know, there's more to it, you know what I'm saying? But majority of his combo strings have gaps in it, but mainly his back 1/4 string, when he goes for his low, you need to be very careful and you need to really watch out from that, because that is kind of a dangerous situation. And if you're a very experienced Scorpion player, then you already know this, but like, if you're a beginner player or you're trying to get better and stuff, this is possibly, how should I put it? It's gonna sound complicated, right? And like I said in the beginning of my video, this is a complete mind game. You have to know for a fact that this character is going to commit into the overhead or the low. You have to know that, right? And this is pretty much everything about Scorpion's overhead low situation in that Misery Blade. Now, one of the biggest things that I'm going to talk about now is actually his poke, right? So this nigga's poke starts up at 3 frames, which is unbelievably fast. So he has certain combo strings that have no gaps in it whatsoever, right? That leads into this poke. Some of them leave him -4 and some of them leave him what is it, -5? Yeah. So if he was to do this, right, there's no flawless bot gap in it. And he's -4, which means what? He could start up on a Bare, or he could possibly stay away from you, backdash, shit like that. That creates a mind game in itself, because now you have to figure out what this character is going to do in that particular situation, which causes a serious dilemma. And the reason why this mid is here is to prevent you, right, from doing shit like this to him. So now you're going to be put into that dilemma where you're like, okay, all right, now I got to figure out how to deal with this, right? So obviously there's no flawless bot gap in it, right? Which causes a serious dilemma. If you get hit, he has a hit advantage of 11 frames, which allows him to do what exactly? Continue pressure, and if you respect, he can put you into a 50-50 situation with a throw, which more than likely you will fail that throw, possibly, and then that would lead into a crushing blow situation with his throw that gives him dot damage over time. So you it's kind of like a fucked up situation to be in when you go against a very experienced player that knows how to use this variation to its fullest potential. Because like I said, this character is not playing MK11. He's not playing the neutral. He is literally playing a totally different game. So, oh man, I'm getting sick. Shit. What else is there? I think there's everything with his poke, because like I said, there are certain combo strings that he has that has no flawless bot gap in it. So you have to be on the lookout for that, and you have to practice and figure out which which combo strings and which normals. Actually, let me show you guys that in one normal, right? So if he does this, right, there's no flawless bot gap in it. Now keep in mind, you can get out of that string, but the thing about it is that he can do this to you, and there's no flawless bot gap in it, and he's -4 on block. and he's -5 here, so he's completely safe. This variation, I think, is probably one of his better ones because of the Misery Blade options, because it leaves him safe. He's incredibly minus on a lot of shit that he has, and we can all be honest, Scorpion is really minus on a lot of shit that he has. He has a lot of gaps and stuff, and the Misery Blade technically complements that, but at the same time, you know, this character's not playing MK11, he's playing MKX to the fullest potential. So you're going to be stuck into a blender. That's pretty much where I'm going with this. You know, I'm showing you guys the best options possible to deal with this particular situation. And another thing to keep in mind that I forgot to show you guys with this is with his low, right, is that you cannot fatal blow. You'll get hit. So you need to watch out from that shit. So hopefully this helped you guys out in the long run. And like I said, this is a complete mind game. You have to know whether or not this character is going to commit into doing certain shit like this. You have to know if he's going to cancel. You have to know if he's going to hit you with a 50-50. And like I said, what is a good situation for this, actually, right? What is a good situation for this? So say for instance, you don't know shit, right? You don't know this matchup at all. So obviously this is going to be very intimidating for you, because now you don't know what the fuck you're up against. You're up against one of the best characters in the game, technically, right? Now, of course, some people say, well, technically he's weak, technically he's this, technically he's that, but at the end of the day, if you really think about it, this character is literally, and I mean literally, he can still fuck you up with the right hands. And what I mean by the right hands, I mean the right opponent. You know what I mean? So you need to be very careful dealing with this character, because, you know, if somebody picks this character and they're very experienced at the game and they know what to do in certain situations, and they know how to manipulate your brain to thinking that, oh look, I'm about to go for this, and then next thing you know, boom, you get hit with something else. Like, you know, Scorpion is dangerous in the right hands. That's all I'm really saying. But this video is going on way too long. Like I said, majority of the combo strings that he has a flawless block gap in it, to where you can fatal blow, you can cancel into Johnny Cage's fatal blow to get a combo instead of wasting his fatal blow completely. You can go for a regular punish. You know what I'm saying? What else is there? You can, you know, like I said, you can flawless block. You can literally jump up to, depending on what combo string he uses as well, to get more damage with your jump into, or your jump to, whatever fuck they call that shit. But other than that, yeah, like, I think this is everything with his Misery Blade. I might be forgetting something. It might come back to me, and if it does come back to me, I'll just make a update video talking about more of his Misery Blade a little bit, because he can get combos in the corner as well. But with that being said, this is all I really had to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.